Are you ready for potentially the biggest upgrade we've seen from Apple in years? Now, before you get too excited, let us be clear. We're not talking about some gimmicky feature or minor tune-up here. No, according to our trusted insider sources, the changes coming to the iPhone 16 Pro lineup are so substantial. Yes, you heard us right. Today, we've got some piping hot insider info to share with you all today, and it's juicy enough to make even the most seasoned Apple fans drool. You know how much we live for those pre-release leaks and rumor mills, right? Well, buckle up, because the whispers surrounding the upcoming iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max are reaching a fever pitch. 1. Size matters. All right, let's kick things off with what might just be the biggest, no pun intended, change coming to the iPhone 16 Pro lineup: larger displays. That's right, folks. Apple is apparently going all in on the go big or go home mentality, and we're here for it. According to our trusty sources, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is expected to rock a massive 6.3-inch display, while the Pro Max variant will take things to a whole new level with a whopping 6.9-inch screen. Now, we know what you're thinking, but wait, didn't the iPhone 15 Pro models already have pretty sizable displays? And you'd be absolutely right. The iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max clocked in at 6.1 and 6.7 inches respectively. However, those minor increases we're seeing with the iPhone 16 Pro lineup aren't just about giving us more real estate to oogle at. Rumor has it these new displays could potentially feature brighter, more power-efficient MLA OLED panels, which could not only improve overall brightness, but also help conserve battery life. Talk about a win-win situation. But that's not all. We've also heard whispers about thinner bezels gracing the iPhone 16 Pro models, which would further enhance that immersive, edge-to-edge viewing experience we all know and love. Can you imagine watching your favorite movies or playing the latest games on a nearly bezel-less 6.9-inch canvas? It's enough to make any tech enthusiast weak in the knees. Now, we know what you're thinking. Bigger screens are great and all, but what about the overall size and weight of the devices? And we've got you covered on that front, too. While the dimensions of the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max are expected to increase slightly to accommodate those larger displays, the thickness is rumored to remain unchanged from the previous generation. However, there is one slight trade-off. The weight of both models is expected to go up ever so slightly due to their larger footprints. But let's be real here. We're talking about a few extra grams at most. A small price to pay for that glorious, expansive display real estate, right? 2. Capture button. When it comes to mobile photography, every second counts, which is why the rumored capture button on the iPhone 16 Pro lineup has us feeling some type of way. According to our trusted insiders, Apple is cooking up a brand new hardware button dedicated solely to snapping photos and recording videos. But this isn't just any old shutter button. Oh no. Word on the street is that this bad boy will be able to respond to both pressure and touch inputs, essentially giving you more control over your captures than ever before. Imagine being able to fine-tune your focus or adjust exposure settings with just a simple press or tap of your thumb. It's the kind of intuitive, tactile experience that photographers dream about. And let's not forget about video recording either. With the capture button at your fingertips, you'll be able to start and stop recording at a moment's notice without having to fumble around with on-screen controls or accidentally obscuring your shot. It's a game changer for anyone who relies on their iPhone's camera to capture life's fleeting moments. Now, we know what you're thinking, but isn't this just a fancy version of the volume buttons that have been used as shutter controls over years? And while you're not entirely wrong, our sources suggest that Apple is taking things to the next level with this dedicated hardware solution. By designing a button specifically for camera interactions, Apple can potentially optimize the experience in ways that simply weren't possible with repurposed volume controls. We're talking about improved responsiveness, customizable functions, and perhaps even some nifty haptic feedback to really sell that professional feel. 3. Camera upgrades. All right, now that we've got you all hot and bothered over this fancy new capture button, let's dive into the real meat and potatoes of the camera upgrades rumored for the iPhone 16 Pro lineup: the actual hardware improvements. First up, we've got whispers of a brand spanking new 48-megapixel ultra-wide lens making its debut on these bad boys. Now, we know what you're thinking, but wait, didn't the iPhone 15 Pro models already have an ultra-wide lens? And you'd be absolutely right, but this time around, Apple is rumored to be taking things to the next level. According to our insiders, this updated 48-megapixel ultra-wide shooter will absolutely obliterate low-light performance limitations, giving you crystal-clear, detail-rich shots in even the dimmest of conditions. We're talking the kind of imaging prowess that would make even professional photographers jealous. But how, you ask? Well, it all comes down to that higher megapixel count and some fancy pixel binning wizardry. Just like the 48-megapixel main camera on previous iPhone Pro models, this ultra-wide lens is expected to use a technique called pixel binning to combine the data from 4 pixels into one superpixel, effectively increasing light sensitivity and reducing noise. And that's not all, folks. Our insiders have also hinted at the possibility of the smaller iPhone 16 Pro scoring a feature that was previously exclusive to the beefy Pro Max variant, a 5x telephoto lens. Now, we know what you're thinking, but doesn't the Pro Max already have better zoom capabilities than the regular Pro model? And you'd be absolutely right. But this time around, Apple seems to be leveling the playing field, at least when it comes to optical zoom. With the 5x telephoto lens in tow, the regular iPhone 16 Pro could potentially offer the same kind of up-close and personal shooting experience that was once reserved for the tablet-sized Pro Max. But perhaps most excitingly of all, both the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to be scoring a major zoom upgrade in the form of tetraprism lenses. Unlike the traditional telephoto lenses found in previous iPhones, these bad boys are designed to offer improved optical zoom capabilities without sacrificing image quality or adding too much bulk to the camera module. 4. Battery capacity boost. According to our trusty inside sources, the iPhone 16 Pro models are expected to see a nice little bump in battery capacity compared to their predecessors. Now, we're not talking earth-shattering increases here, but every little bit counts when you're talking about squeezing more juice out of these pocket-sized powerhouses. Let's start with the regular iPhone 16 Pro. Rumor has it that this bad boy could be packing a 3,355 mAh battery, a modest but welcome upgrade from the 3,200 mAh cell found in the iPhone 15 Pro. Sure, it's not a night-and-day difference, but the extra 155 mAh could potentially translate to an hour or two of additional screen-on time, depending on your usage habits. But wait, it gets better. The real battery life champ in this lineup is shaping up to be the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which our insiders claim could be rocking a massive 4,676 mAh battery. Let that number sink in for a moment. We're talking about a nearly 500 mAh increase over the already impressive 4,323 mAh battery found in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now, we know what you're thinking, but what does that actually mean in terms of real-world battery life? Well, let's just say that if these rumors pan out, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could potentially become an absolute endurance beast, capable of powering through even the most intensive use cases with ease. Imagine being able to stream movies, play graphics-intensive games, and video chat with loved ones for hours on end without having to worry about your battery gasping for air. Heck, with a cell that size, some of you power users might be even able to get through an entire workday and then some without needing to reach for a charger. Now that's what we call liberation from the power outlet. Of course, it's important to remember that battery life is dependent on a whole host of factors, from display brightness and resolution to processor efficiency and software optimization. But if Apple can nail the hardware side of things with these rumored capacity increases and stacked battery tech and couple it with their usual software wizardry, we could be looking at a new standard for smartphone endurance. Well, that's all for today. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to our channel for more videos like this.